Your words are not just sounds, they shape the reality you live in. Every thought that appears in your mind, every belief you carry within you, every emotion you experience is laying the foundation of your future right now. In the very moment you hear or read these words, you already have the power to change the course of your life. This is not an illusion or fantasy. It is based on how your brain and body actually function, working together to create your reality. Think for a moment. How often do you catch yourself thinking, "I won't make it," or "this isn't for me"? These phrases may seem harmless, but in reality, they act like commands. They sink deep into the subconscious and give your body a clear signal of what to expect. And the body always responds. It reacts to such thoughts by releasing chemicals that amplify feelings of fear, helplessness, and stagnation. But here's the good news. This mechanism can work in your favor. Just as negative thoughts create limitations, conscious and supportive thoughts can create the life you dream of. It all begins with your inner dialogue, with the way you speak to yourself every day. When you start talking to yourself gently, confidently, with deep belief in your own abilities, that's when real change begins. Your brain doesn't distinguish whether something is happening in the external world or you vividly imagine it. So when you regularly repeat, "I am capable of great achievements," or "opportunities come to me easily and at the right time," your brain accepts it as truth. And it doesn't stop with the brain. The whole body joins the process. Such thoughts trigger the production of the hormones of joy and motivation, dopamine and serotonin. You begin to feel a surge of energy, confidence, and inner uplift. Your posture changes, your gaze changes, your behavior changes. You start noticing chances and opportunities that previously passed you by. This isn't just optimism, it's a real rewiring of neural connections. Every time you choose a supportive thought over a destructive one, you strengthen new neural pathways and literally change the structure of your brain. But the process goes even deeper. Thoughts and emotions create electromagnetic impulses that interact with the quantum field around you. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions align with what you want to achieve, a vibrational match occurs. You begin to attract into your life exactly what you are internally aligned with. I understand that some of you may think, "That sounds beautiful, but my reality is far from ideal right now." It's important to understand, this is not about denying your current situation. You're not ignoring your problems, you're simply refusing to let them define you. You accept what is as a starting point for change. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you want improvement: health, relationships, finances, or career. And instead of constantly thinking about what isn't working, begin to formulate how you want it to be. Use the present tense as if it's already happening. Instead of "I hope to lose weight someday," say, "Every day my body becomes stronger and healthier." Instead of "I wish I could find a better job," say, "I attract interesting and promising career opportunities." At first, this may feel unusual. Old mental patterns will resist, and that's normal. Just keep going. Repetition plays a key role. The more often you choose a new way of thinking, the more natural it becomes. Try a simple but powerful exercise right now. Close your eyes for a few seconds and take a deep breath. Think about what you truly want. Imagine that it already exists in your life. Feel joy, gratitude, inspiration. Let these sensations fill your entire body. Then open your eyes. Notice how your state has changed. This is the power of aligning thoughts and emotions. You gave your brain and body the experience of having what you desire, and your subconscious begins to work in that direction. It's important to understand, doing this occasionally is not enough. It must become a regular practice, as habitual as your morning routine. Start your day with supportive words. Before you even get out of bed, say to yourself, This day is full of opportunities. I am open to all the good that comes into my life. Throughout the day, notice moments when negative thoughts appear. Pause, breathe, and replace them with more inspiring ones. Remember, the subconscious is always listening. It doesn't analyze or judge, it simply accepts your words as instructions. And when you regularly fill it with positive beliefs, it begins to shape your reality accordingly. Emotions play a key role here. Words alone are not enough. You must feel what you say. Emotion is the energy that amplifies thought. When intention merges with a strong positive emotion, change happens faster. Think of a moment when you were truly inspired by something. That state gave you strength and made challenges feel less significant. Use that power consciously. When you speak to yourself with confidence, embody it physically. Straighten your posture, breathe deeper, smile. The more realistic the feeling, the stronger the effect. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your focus, choosing where to direct your attention and energy. Imagine driving at night. You can only see what your headlights illuminate, yet it's enough to keep moving forward. You don't need to see the entire path, just the next step. Consistency is the key. This isn't a quick fix, it's a way of life. You may need to rewrite years of habitual thinking, but every time you choose a supportive thought, you move forward. It's like training. Results come with time and regular practice. Over time, you'll start noticing small changes, and those are exactly what strengthen your belief. Small successes create a compounding effect. And when difficulties arise, your new inner dialogue helps you recover faster. Instead of self-criticism, a new question appears. What can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? This is how resilience and a growth mindset are formed. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities, and that changes your entire approach to life. And finally, another important element: gratitude. By appreciating what you already have, you tune yourself to the energy of abundance. Every day, find 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. Feel that emotion. Gratitude amplifies a positive state and makes you more open to new blessings. Secondly, this practice trains your brain to notice positive moments in everyday life, which in turn brings even more good into your experience. When you direct your attention toward the positive, you amplify its presence in your reality. Now let's address another common question. What if I don't believe what I'm telling myself? Isn't that self-deception? This is a very important and reasonable question, and the key point is that the goal is not to deceive yourself. The purpose is to expand the boundaries of what you consider possible for yourself. If you've been used to harsh or negative self-talk for a long time, positive statements may initially feel uncomfortable or unnatural, and that is completely normal. Start with phrases that feel believable to you, even if they are small and cautious. For example, instead of saying, "I am wealthy," which may sound unrealistic in a difficult financial situation, try, "I am open to new ways of increasing my income." Instead of, "I have perfect relationships," say, "I deserve love, respect, and harmony." Over time, you'll notice your inner comfort zone expanding. Ideas that once seemed unrealistic will begin to feel more accessible and achievable. This happens because you are literally rewiring your brain, creating new neural connections that support healthier and more inspiring beliefs. Remember, the brain is incredibly plastic. It constantly learns and changes based on what you focus on. When you regularly support yourself with words of faith and encouragement, the brain begins to work in your favor. Now let's talk about visualization. When you define what you want to attract into your life, try to engage all your senses. Don't limit yourself to words. Imagine images, feel emotions, hear sounds, notice scents, Live through the experience in your imagination. The more vivid the picture, the stronger the impact. For example, if you're striving for a new job, don't just repeat, "I have a great job." Imagine walking into the office, feeling satisfaction from doing what you love, hearing conversations with colleagues, smelling fresh coffee. Such detailed visualization combined with positive inner dialogue gives your subconscious a clear direction. It's like giving it a map to follow. Your subconscious is incredibly powerful. It works non-stop, processing enormous amounts of information and forming connections you're not even aware of. When you give it clear and positive instructions through thoughts and images, you activate this potential. Some of you may think, "I've tried positive thinking and it didn't work." If this resonates with you, ask yourself a few questions. Were you consistent? Did you continue the practice even without quick results? Did you support your thoughts with actions? A new way of speaking to yourself is not a magic spell. It's not about saying a few phrases and waiting for miracles. It's a process of forming a new mindset and a new way of interacting with the world. Imagine you are planting a garden. You don't expect a seed to become a blooming plant the next day. You water it, protect it, give it light and care. The same is true here. Every positive thought is a seed. Every kind and supportive conversation with yourself creates the conditions for growth. But patience and consistency are essential. And most importantly, your thoughts must be supported by actions. If you affirm that you are attracting financial abundance but take no steps to improve your situation, the signals become contradictory. Your actions must confirm your words. Speak about health and make choices that support your body. Speak about love and open yourself to people and new connections. Speak about career growth and develop your skills and expand your network. Your energy is not only your thoughts, but also your emotions and your actions. When all of these are in harmony, you become a powerful creative force in your own life. Now, it's important to address something that may feel uncomfortable. Sometimes when you begin to change your thinking, things may temporarily seem to get worse. Challenges may appear, unexpected obstacles, or doubts. If this happens, don't be alarmed. It's often a sign that old patterns are breaking down. Like when you clean out a cluttered space, it looks messier at first before order is restored. During such periods, it's especially important to maintain a supportive inner dialogue. Remind yourself, "I can handle this. This is a stage of growth. I trust the process." It's in difficult moments that you strengthen your inner resilience and reaffirm your commitment to your new mindset. Let's also talk about letting go. At first glance, it may seem contradictory, but it's a crucial part of the process. Yes, it's important to be clear about what you want, but it's equally important not to cling too tightly to a specific outcome. This means trusting life and understanding that if something isn't unfolding in the way you expected, something better may be on its way. Use phrases in your inner dialogue such as, "This or something even better is coming to me," or "I trust the perfect unfolding of events." This keeps you open and helps you notice opportunities that may have turned out to be even better than your original expectations. Now let's touch on another important point: negative emotions. A positive inner dialogue does not mean suppressing them. On the contrary, it's about acknowledging these emotions and learning from them. When you feel anger, fear, or sadness, speak to yourself with compassion. "It's okay. What is this emotion trying to show me?" After recognizing it, you can consciously shift your focus. As we approach the conclusion, it's important to emphasize the main idea. A new way of speaking to yourself is not only a path to achievements, but also to inner growth. It's a way to become a more confident, aware, and harmonious version of yourself. When you change your inner dialogue, you don't just change your circumstances, you change yourself. And when you become this renewed version of yourself, life begins to reflect those changes. People and opportunities that match your new energy start entering your reality. So begin right now. Notice how you speak to yourself. Gently replace criticism with support. Treat yourself the way you would treat a close friend. Start each day with a positive intention and return to it throughout the day. And try speaking to your future self as if it's already here. Thank it for abundance, health, opportunities. This kind of dialogue creates a bridge between your present and your desired future. And when the subconscious begins to believe in that future, it actively works to make it real. Now let's talk about the power of questions. The questions you ask yourself directly shape your focus, your thinking, and your actions. That's why it's so important to start asking yourself questions that inspire you and expand your vision. Instead of the usual, "Why can't I do this?" try asking, "How can I make this happen?" Instead of, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if I succeed beyond all expectations?" Such questions activate your creative thinking. They direct your brain toward finding solutions rather than dwelling on difficulties. They open new perspectives and opportunities that may have gone unnoticed before. And there is one particularly powerful question you should ask yourself regularly. Who do I need to become to attract what I desire into my life? This question shifts your attention from external circumstances to internal transformation. It reminds you that attracting what you want is not only about actions, but also about the person you are becoming. When you ask yourself this question, begin to articulate the qualities you want to develop. I am becoming more confident every day. I am strengthening my belief in myself and my abilities. I am growing in awareness, wisdom, and understanding. Remember, you don't just attract events or things, you attract a way of being in this world. So speak to yourself about the person you want to become and the energy you want to radiate. Now let's touch on another important element of this practice: patience. In today's world, we're used to quick results, but real and lasting change takes time. It is formed through consistent and repeated effort. That's why it's important to speak to yourself gently and with understanding. Remind yourself that you are in a process. Every step forward, even the smallest one, is still progress. Acknowledge and celebrate your victories, no matter how modest they may seem. Tell yourself words of support. I'm proud of myself for continuing. I see how far I've already come. I'm curious to see how my path unfolds next. Such inner dialogue helps you maintain motivation and stay committed to the practice, even when results aren't yet visible. It strengthens your trust in the process and gives you the energy to keep going. Now let's talk about the role of creativity in this process. The subconscious is especially responsive to imagery, metaphors, and vivid language, so don't be afraid to be creative in your self-talk. Use expressions that ignite your imagination. Instead of simply saying, "I am successful," you might say, "I am rising to new heights of success." Instead of, "I am healthy," say, "My body is filled with vitality and energy." The more vivid and emotional your self-talk is, the more powerfully it influences the subconscious. And allow yourself to enjoy this practice. The more pleasant it feels, the easier and more natural it becomes. Experiment with phrases. Find wording and imagery that fill you with energy and inspiration. Some of you may wonder, what about being around other people? Won't this seem strange? It's important to remember that most of this dialogue happens internally. It is primarily your inner conversation. But even in spoken language, you can gently and naturally incorporate positive phrasing. For example, instead of saying, "I hope it works out," you can say, "I'm curious to see how this unfolds." Instead of, "I'm nervous about this presentation," say, "I'm excited for the opportunity to share my ideas." These small changes shift not only your internal state, but also how others perceive you. When you speak confidently and positively, you project that confidence outward. Now let's talk about aligning your environment with your new way of thinking. Everything around you, the people, the information you consume, the space you live in, influences your thoughts and emotions. So begin consciously creating an environment that supports your growth. Tell yourself, I choose to be around people who support me. I create a space that inspires and uplifts me. I consume information that expands my possibilities. Remember, the outer world reflects the inner state. When you change your inner dialogue, the external world gradually begins to adjust to these changes and support your further growth. As we approach the conclusion, I want to leave you with an important thought. The way you speak to yourself is one of the most powerful tools for creating the life you desire. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. So begin right now with a conscious choice. Choose to speak to yourself with kindness, support, and deep belief in your potential. Commit to aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with what you want to attract. Remember, you are the author of your life story. Every thought and every word is a new line in the next chapter. Let this story be filled with growth, joy, and opportunity. Speak to yourself as if you have already become the person you want to be. Speak as if your desires are already beginning to manifest. Speak with love, compassion, and inspiration. And most important, keep going. This is not a one-time exercise, but a lifelong journey, and it is worth it. When you change your inner dialogue, you change your entire life experience. Everything you need to create your desired reality is already within you. You have the power to shape your life with your thoughts and words. Use this power consciously. Let your words lift you, inspire you, and lead you forward. You are capable of far more than you think. You are worthy of all the good life has to offer. You are a powerful creator of your reality. Remind yourself of this every day. And remember, every moment is a new beginning. Every thought is a new choice. Whatever happened in the past, you always have the ability to change your inner dialogue, and with it, your life. Move forward with confidence. Speak to yourself with love. Align your thoughts, words, and actions with your desires, and watch your life transform in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. You can do this. Your power is limitless, and the life of your dreams is waiting for you to invite it with your words. Start right now. The next word you say to yourself matters. Let it be the beginning of your extraordinary future.